Now,
There we are.
Now you can see it.
Okay, let's get all our stuff going. Oh, goodness. Here we go.
There's a bunch.
There we go.
Kevin's first one in.
He's trying to outdo you.
He's doing that since I was late. But he is.
He's trying to outdo you. Tina, Mary, Susan, Catherine, Patsy, Lorraine, Mary, Kayla, Judy, Jody, Edie, Sue, Carla, Valerie, Lynn, Levine, and we called up Chris, Carol. All right. Well, hey y'all. Hey Kim. She said it's a nice surprise.
Well, we're going to try to make it our new normal.
We are. We have challenged ourselves to do a live on Sunday and Wednesday, and also put out 2 videos a week.
Yeah.
So we have.
Well, the way things have been going, we've only been putting out 1 video a week.
We've had lots of rain and stuff lately.
Yeah. So, well, it seems like every time we get a day where we can film, it rains.
Yes. Right.
So we've decided we're going to figure out how to do it no matter what. We're going to do 2 videos no matter what, and 2 lives no matter what.
That's right. So y'all might just see us counting seeds one day, but we gonna video it.
We'll have to keep them so we don't. We can't do seed giveaways. We'll have to have something to count.
Hence why I'm not all glammed up today. We've been from work to the farm to. We had to drop one off at baseball. Mackenzie's at church, and Rhett's watching TV because he don't go to church without Bubba. And here we are.
And I had to go straight to the farm, get something done that you'll have on the video, get back here, and we tried to eat real quick because as soon as we get off the live, then we'll have to go pick everybody back up.
That's right. So, but here we are. Jody said you get more concrete.
I did.
Yes.
I did.
We did get that post.
I set that post. I didn't even bother filming it because it was dark when I was doing it.
Yesterday we got it set.
But I did get it set, and it's time to stretch that fence. But y'all going to get tired of fence videos, so we're doing something else.
Well,
I'm still going to be doing fence. I'm just not filming it.
That's right. They're talking about the weather. I think it was Lorraine was saying that it was supposed to be 96. Remember, she's not here. It was supposed to be 96.
Here. She's right there.
You know what I mean. But it's cloudy, so it's only 86 right now there.
But I saw.
Hey, Carrie.
I think Chris.
Hey, Sarah.
I think Chris said it was 79 degrees in Dallas. Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, that will be here.
Yes.
It's going to be almost 80 degrees Tuesday and Wednesday.
Uh-huh.
And you know what's going to happen.
What?
All the peach trees and stuff are going to start blooming with these warm snaps, and then we're going to get that freeze again somewhere middle of March, and it's going to hit them hard.
Is that what they call that false summer?
Mm-hmm. Well,
false spring. What is it
I don't know what it's called. But
there's Mr. Tony. He had to run through a bed of glass and a briar patch to get here, but he made it.
Well, I can understand the briar patch, but why is there glass? Dana.
Catherine threw something at him. Miss Sue said the hotter the better.
Well, I don't know about hotter. I'm okay with the spring, but
Judy said, are we ready for some emus?
Well, there's 2 directions that could go.
I know. What if both of our friends hatch emus and we was able to get a pair?
Well, Judy has said.
I'm clicking stuff.
Sorry.
That's fine.
I got a mouse over there. Judy has said that she wanted to convince us to take it before she even tried to incubate them.
And we told her, go for it.
Said, knock yourself out.
Yeah. He said, okay, maybe it was a chicken sandwich and chocolate chip cookies. Yeah, get through that first.
Okay. But we told her to go ahead, knock yourself out. We'll just keep building fence.
Mm-hmm. Catherine's going to throw her some in her pasture, too. We hope Nugget will sit on all of them. Because then if Brooke and Jason have too many to do with, we know people that live near them. There's 2 farms near them that would help take some emus off their hands.
You talking about us and Catherine?
Yes.
Yeah. I was waiting to see if that's what you meant.
Yeah. Blackberry winter, always around Easter and Good Friday.
That is exactly what they call it.
Oh, goodness.
That's what I was trying to do.
Judy said the outfit I had on Sunday looked great. Thank you. Thank you much.
Did we still have on our church clothes?
We
Sunday?
did. We did. We looked spiffy.
Yeah, we just still had church clothes.
Now we in work clothes.
I was trying to talk Rhett. Judy just told me they have 6 eggs now. There was a video of their emu egg update, and I said, Rhett, click on that till time for our live. And he said, no, let's watch this, and clicked on something else. So,
well, he was watching his friend Ransom.
He was watching the baby lamb. That's what it was.
Yeah.
He wanted to watch Ransom. So,
who wouldn't want Nuggets babies? It'd be some little nuggets. That'd be so cute.
I'll be fine with it.
I think it'd be adorable.
I don't know if Tony's going to be fine with Catherine getting emus. I hadn't seen an answer on that. I'm waiting on an answer.
Tony's going to have to just learn to just go with the flow. He didn't ever think they'd be where they are now either. And now here they are with all them things. Kevin said emus are fun.
I think they would be too. But
the High Park, yeah, the white ones.
Oh, yeah.
Walker Farms getting rid of all their goats. Yeah, Ransom lost his rooster. I saw that.
Tony says farm math.
It did.
Yeah, that's the video that we were watching. As soon as they put Ransom in the thumbnail, that got Rhett's attention, and that was the video he wanted to watch.
Lynn said, I'll take emus over ostrich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ostriches kind of freak me out.
Yes, they're so big. Like, I don't want anything that towers over me like that. Like, they can be I know anything can be aggressive, but I'll tell you over and over, I got bit on the hand by that ostrich that one time at the zoo, and it has scarred me for life. Its big old beak bit my hand and it hurt, and I'm scarred. Nuggets beak don't feel like that.
He just pinches at you.
Mm-hmm. Tony wants the little
He's talking about that little silver goat.
Don't watch Useless Farm. Not sure what she does to her emus. Her female Karen is crazy.
Is that the name of it? Is Useless Farm?
Wow, never heard that. Hey, Ed.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to name my farm Useless.
Hey, Robin and Renee. Jody said, are we getting more goats soon? I'm
hoping that we have some babies soon.
Ooh, we're going to be like the Eddie family, and all our babies are going to drop at one time.
Like 20-something babies.
They'll all drop at the same time because they're all in the same book. Hey, Tammy.
Catherine says she thinks she has seen them. I don't know that I've heard of that one. But
I don't either. Type it in your phone. We'll look them up.
I'll have to do that after the live. I'm not going to look it up.
No, I don't mean right now. I just meant make a note of what
I won't forget that name. But hopefully, if we keep everybody together, our plan is to let Kenny go through his
huts.
Oh,
Rituals.
Rituals. That's a good word. Let Kenny do his thing. And then when those babies are ready and we're ready to breed again, maybe we can get Hut because I like his colors.
Yeah.
Not get him, borrow him.
We can borrow
come do a
from
job.
Catherine's house. And then we will take him back to Catherine's house.
Yeah.
Karen came from an abusive situation. Her owner had been trying to gentle her down and show her that not all humans are bad. Aww.
Got it. Well, yeah, Hut, she said he's ready. Yeah, that's how he got that name.
Useless Farm, I think, is more for the comedy, so to speak.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
well, I kind of figured that would be kind of what they were going for. Whoever it was named it. I'm assuming they were just doing it to be funny.
Kenny's gonna make beautiful babies. I think so too, and I'm thinking his job. He's already run through his job because he's not hutting around as much now.
And he's quiet.
Yeah, he's not quite as loud.
You know,
now.
when I picked up the trailer today, he was being kind of quiet. Mm-hmm. So he may have done his thing.
Yeah, I think he's kind of run that course, and we'll know in a few months.
Yeah, and then we can answer Jody's question on how many babies we're gonna have. Robin said, "How's the fence going?" Well, we finished what I didn't finish on video the other day. We haven't stretched it. No. I went ahead and set that post since I had amateur hour and didn't carry my enough Quikrete to set it. I had to get Zoe to meet me out there with concrete yesterday, so I went ahead and set that one, and we're ready to stretch that side and good to go. But hopefully y'all don't have to sit through any more fencing videos for a little while. I'll try to film something else while I'm doing fencing.
Well, I was going to say, we've got, I think, one more day of fencing. We'll have that paddock done.
Oh, yeah, easily.
It's going to be ready to start. What do we got to do after we put the fence up in there? We got to build a hut.
Yeah, we'll have to build them a shelter. I was reading that comment from Barb about Lester's ostriches killing that coyote. I remember that.
Excuse me. Yep, a shelter. We got to get a shelter going.
We will have to do that.
Which we already have
that could go on video, but it won't be. That shouldn't be much to that.
No.
Getting them a shelter going.
That paddock's really large. It's a lot larger than people actually know. They would not, if you're just looking at it from the video, you wouldn't know how big that paddock actually is until they're going to see the goats running through there, and it's going to be
plenty big for those goats.
And then I can start adding little playground pieces to it.
Yeah.
For them to play on.
It's 300 feet long and almost 100 feet wide.
Isn't that the size of a football field?
What?
Who was saying that it was the size of a
300 feet is.
So it's the size, that paddock is the size of a football field.
Yeah.
Wow. That puts it in perspective.
It's good size.
It is.
It doesn't look that.
It does not, especially on camera from one side, looking down it. But once you start to walk it.
Ed said he would rather watch ants build a mound than watch another fence video from anyone.
Ooh, yes, me too. Ooh, yes, me too.
The Release the Goats video. Well, it's not going to be long.
Can you put caravan in there? Do you mean
is she talking about the camper? What they're using as a shelter now? Is that what you're talking about?
So we actually have discussed that, and I think we actually had a plan.
I just didn't want it up there because it's toward the front of the farm, and that thing's ugly.
But we have talked about, before we started letting the goats use it, we actually have plans of what we want to do with it that veers from what we have originally been doing with it.
Well, if they've been with us for a little while, they know that we originally started as gutting it and making it a mobile chicken coop.
Which is the process we began.
And it actually already has nesting boxes in it, and we were starting to build out the inside. We had to change things a little bit. We had to put that on the back burner for a little while. And this is the second time we've let the goats use that. Somebody had babies in there. I don't remember which one it was.
Because it scared me because it got stuck.
It got stuck behind a piece of plywood.
Yeah.
But either way, this is the second time they've used it, and they like it. So we did talk about moving that up there, but it's just so dadgum ugly. And Zoe, we did talk about, well, I saw Ginger said a spray can can fix anything. Yes.
And
Zoe mentioned that.
You know what's funny is I actually reached out to Beaver, who we got a chicken coop from, said, if you want to sponsor us for a spray painter, I am all for it, because I want to spray a paint sprayer, one of the bigger ones, because I got to get it sprayed, and I don't want to have to paint that by hand.
Kim said after watching us at Cog Hill in Leicester, she knows how to build her next fence. Her husband was game for it.
You learned on YouTube, right? Oh, that's Facebook, but either way.
No, Catherine, it wasn't Daisy. Daisy was a bottle baby that we got from the same farm we got the cows from.
Daisy had her babies. We thought she was gonna pop over 3 different videos with Daisy. Or
she asking, was it Daisy that gave birth there?
Daisy gave birth under the barn behind the 4-wheelers, and she actually was my reel for the day for like 5 days straight, because I just knew if you go back and watch, there's a video I did where I sat with Daisy and just rubbed her belly
till after dark, because we thought she's in labor, and she was acting like she was in labor, and it was 2 more days. It was 2 more after that.
Yeah, and it was just, I was like, she cannot keep going like this. And finally, there they were. Actually, I went live when Daisy had her babies. I did. Me and Red went live right after she had her babies.
I don't remember. I think it was Reese Cup.
Reese Cup was gypsies
that had babies in the camper.
Oh, maybe. I can't remember.
I don't know.
Hey, Donna.
Catherine, she said she is my sweetest goat. I swear she thinks she's human. That was always our problem. That's why we had to let Daisy go to G&G Farm, because she didn't want to be a goat. She didn't want to stay in the fence.
Hence Jill, who doesn't think she's a goat and doesn't want to stay in the fence.
But she is better than Daisy.
Better, yeah. Daisy taught all the other ones how to jump the fence and push.
Get out. She went under because it was that net fence.
Yep.
And Catherine wasn't using the net fence, so she could actually keep her in. But Daisy would just stick her nose, electrified or not, she didn't care. But she finally figured out that bottom wire is not electrified.
Yeah.
And she'd stick her nose on there and lift it up and just scoot under real quick, and it would zap her. But she didn't care.
She got out. She could do whatever
she wanted. And then she would just stay wherever we go. She wanted to follow you around like a dog.
And if we weren't there, she stayed right beside the fence, but on the outside of it.
Yeah.
She just did not want to be confined.
It's not that she was bad. I mean, she's still a sweet goat.
Yeah.
But she thinks she's a dog. She don't want to be a goat.
No.
She wants to ride the side by side and go to the house. She would probably just go in the house.
Yeah. Oh, she would. Do you remember Daisy and Bucky would both meet us at the back door?
Lorraine says she can remember one being stuck under something in one of our early videos.
Yeah.
Didn't realize it was the camper. It was the back side of that camper where we had torn the back out and we
Made a
put
porch.
plywood down on kind of a little porch area where we put their hay. And there was enough gap to where the baby got its legs stuck down in. Well, it wasn't really stuck; it just couldn't get itself out.
Yeah.
All you had to do was pick it up and lift it out.
At first view, it was stuck.
Yeah.
Until you realized it. She probably laid there and had it.
It was Chester.
Was it?
Yes. Whose mama was Chester?
Reese Cup.
Reese Cup. Okay, that's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
It was Chester.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Chester is at the farm with all the other boys right now.
Yeah.
Where we get the guinea eggs.
Yes, guinea eggs. Oh, man.
Rhonda says she can't wait to meet Daisy in person. She might get goat napped along with Dolly, the pretty silver goat. Daisy is just like her mama.
We're going to have to put surveillance on
I'm going to have
Dolly.
to padlock that goat paddock. When we get it built, I'm going to have to lock it up. I was just planning on chaining the gate, but I guess I'm going to have to lock it.
We're going to put some sirens out there. Neighbors will be looking.
Daisy looks just like her mama.
Yep. She does. Identical. Air tag on goats. Yeah, that's right.
I guess so.
That'd be funny. We can follow them wherever they're at.
I mean, I can deal with decorating my donkey, but I don't want to run it off with goats.
No, are you gonna? Oh
no, are
no,
you going to have more guineas?
Yes.
Zoe loves her guineas,
I
don't know why.
They are the ugliest thing. You know what they remind me of? Something you would see on a bad cartoon movie. But I just love them. And I've been actually today, while Mac was feeding the dogs, I walked around a little bit and was looking for them. And I almost texted you and said to ask your friend if he knew if guineas lay in one spot or random.
We had that conversation today.
And it's random, isn't it?
It is very random, or they all in one spot. He said that's the problem. It's an Easter egg hunt every day. They go around and find the nest, and he said they have found as many as 50 guinea eggs in one nest. There were multiple guineas all laying there. Y'all need to understand, the guy that has all our male goats, Chester and Gus and all the male goats, went to this farm where we got the guinea eggs. Well, he's got about 200 guineas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That whole hillside full of guineas.
Yeah.
And they just go on Easter egg hunt every day looking for guinea eggs.
I know. Nick brought me home boxes of them. And that's what we incubated last year, was boxes of them. And I do like them because, like Lorraine's saying, they'll let you know if a snake is around. They'll kill a snake.
Yes, they'll gang up and kill a snake.
And we have a big issue with ticks out there. And so snakes and ticks, two of the things that I get paranoid about ticks. We'll come home and I'm searching everybody. I'm checking hair, I'm checking body, I'm checking everything because ticks, Jason got bit by a tick, made him super sick. We know people who have been sick from tick bites, and I'm just worried to death that one of them kids ain't gonna find one, and then everybody's sick, and nobody wants a snake. Nobody wants a snake around. Not me.
Well, we certainly don't.
So, yeah, Catherine needs a bunch for all them snakes she always finds.
Sue said, will they let you hold them?
No.
No, but somehow Zoe managed to catch one time and put it on a reel.
Because they are not very smart. And it cornered itself in a pen, and I was able to get in there and get it.
They follow us everywhere we go on that farm.
They do. And they are just as loud and chatty, and
no matter where we're at, they come to that area.
Yeah.
Shishi has a guinea that lets her rub her feet and falls asleep.
See, I think if I was more hands-on with them in the beginning, like I do with my chickens, I would have that. But those we did not. We just let them out with our meat birds, and I just kind of let them do what they do. But I might, because if I'm going to hatch them with chickens, I'll raise them up with chickens in the beginning.
Yeah.
I might just have to do that.
Their problem with their guineas, and not to confuse the question, they don't all lay in one spot, but one will lay its nest.
Oh, it's not
in
a community nest.
But yeah, apparently it was.
Oh.
Because that's what I said. They found 50 in that one nest. And he said, obviously, a bunch of the guineas had decided to lay in one spot because they had already been checking all that. And, you know, there ain't no way that guinea laid 50 eggs in a couple of days. But their problem is that the ones that do stay on the nest, then they're prone to getting snatched up by predators.
Right.
Because they're sitting on a nest. They're not very smart. It's not like they hide.
No. No. And every time I see one laying down, I'm like, oh, I bet there's eggs under. No, they're just dust bathing. I'm hoping that it would just be that simple to walk up on a nest, and instead they're probably out under a tree stump somewhere.
It's kind of funny. I was thinking about it when Kevin said theirs just too noisy. They're terribly noisy. And we've got geese.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Brandon loves guineas,
but hates the geese.
I think he gave his geese to, what's her name up the road from them? Golly. Think they're at Random Okie. Marie.
Oh. When you're that ugly, you don't feel the need to hide because you're thinking, who'd want to eat me? That's right.
Yeah, he gave the geese to Marie, but he loves guineas. They're just as loud.
I think they're louder because it's not a squawk, it's a chatter.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, we could make a video hunting for eggs. That would be cool because I have no idea where we would find them because they go all over the place.
They're everywhere. They don't stay in one area. They were with the goats today when I come through.
Well, when we would be walking the trail checking traps, there they would come down the trail. Just
down the fire break in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
Here come guineas.
They have black widows. We have a few black widows that I've had to rehome.
Boy, that was a really old video. When we were tearing that fence down on the front.
Yeah, that black widow.
Yeah, and
she was very
called me for that.
She was
golly,
big.
that was like the very beginning of our YouTube existence.
That was the first time we put up any fence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you called me over there. I was doing something else, and you called me because you found a black widow in that old fence post. That old corner post was rotten.
I said, Nicholas, I found a black widow.
That's exactly how it sounded.
I know. Because I hear it now, and I was like, But when they find a roost like that, it's a horrible mess to clean up. Yeah.
What, the guineas?
Yeah.
Well, the good thing is most of them get in that tree right there in the pasture.
Oh, and it's full on the ground around it.
Oh, yeah, it ought to be well fertilized.
It's very fertilized.
There's a tree almost where the bird pen was before we moved the geese down there with the goats. And they get in that tree, and they still get in that at night. They were in it when I left with the trailer today because it was getting dark, and they were in that tree. It ought to be well fertilized under that.
Jody's never heard of black widows.
Jody, you got your own problems in Australia. The last thing you need is a poisonous spider.
Black widows are a black spider with a big red dot on its back.
The female has the big red hourglass.
And they will make you die. They will.
If not treated, you could. You're probably just gonna get really sick.
They call them redbacks. Oh, that sounds.
Then you have Australia has got some horrible stuff. snakes and spiders and just
Like
stuff.
big stuff.
Yeah. So the last thing they need is that.
Catherine said 2 poisonous spiders in Alabama, black widow and brown recluse. Difference is the bite. Black widow you feel instantly. Recluse you feel later after you get sick.
Yep.
A recluse, it grows, don't it? Because I've always heard if you thought you got bit by one, start marking it and it's going to grow. And
they do that with just about any kind of venomous bite.
Oh, okay.
They'll mark it like that.
Everything kills you here in Australia.
Lorraine is telling the truth.
Oh gosh.
Stuff that I watch on like Discovery or whatever. You used to watch those nature channels. Everything was bad in Australia. I mean, they have just stuff that'd get after you.
And I always wanted to go there.
What is a drop bear?
Better than a drop bear. They are nasty.
Sue said none of that in Alaska. Yeah, but Sue, you want it to always be 80 degrees. You can't go to Alaska. You want it to always be 80.
Drop bear.
Kim has 3 brand new baby goats.
It's a hoax. It's a hoax. The imaginary animal is commonly spoke about in tales to scare tourists.
Lorraine's trying to keep us from going over there.
The drop bear is a true carnivore and is understand to feast on medium to large macropods, including kangaroos and wallabies.
You just read that it was made up to scare tourists.
Yeah.
But then you said something else. It was true. Oh.
Why did it just... Okay.
I don't even know what that was. I'm reading comments.
Kim's got 3 brand new baby goats.
I just told you that part. You was ignoring me while you were Googling that drop bear thing.
They don't have coyotes there.
Donna's recluse bite put her in the hospital for 5 days.
I'm scared to death of snakes and spiders.
Jody says Australia's safer than America, but I don't know. They got some stuff over there.
Yeah.
I mean, they got scary
it's a
animals.
nasty version of a koala.
Oh. Well, that's what it looked like, but it said it wasn't true, and I'm beginning to wonder. Jody, y'all got stuff over there that's scary. Some of the snakes and stuff I've seen on these nature channels.
I know, like them anacondas. Things is massive.
Are those in Australia?
I don't know, but that's a big snake.
Kind of the Amazon. I don't know.
It's all humid and warm there, right? That's why I liked growing up in Northwest Washington State. No venomous snakes on that side of the mountains. Do we have venomous?
See, Jody said they don't have anacondas. You're just making that up.
Anacondas are real.
You can't listen to Zoe. I didn't say they weren't real. I said they weren't in Australia.
Amazonian anacondas. See, Tony knows what I'm talking about.
Baby, the Amazon in Australia is not the same place.
They're both humid and warm.
So is Alabama. Alabama's hot and humid.
I know some anacondas. Don't they have one at the zoo?
Probably. But that's a zoo. And anacondas ain't the biting ain't the problem.
That's what she just said. They're not venomous. They squeeze you to death.
That's right. There's Miss Maggie.
She spent 2 weeks in the hospital from a recluse bite to her face. Now she's deformed on the right side of her face. Oh my goodness.
Mary said different continents, Zoe.
Oh.
And Kim, we got plenty of rattlesnakes. Just ask Catherine.
Man, Catherine, I'd be scared to death walking the woods with her. I think they come there.
Jody said that brown snake is the deadliest, and they have those things in Australia.
What is that? You'll have to show
I just saw it on TV. I hope to
no.
never meet one in person, but you're not going to let me show you it on
No.
TV.
Y'all, I get the shiver bumps on my arms and legs when I see a snake on TV. Like it will. And the kids always think it's funny to pause the TV when there's a snake on there, but I can't handle them. I just can't handle.
Lorraine
snakes.
said every snake they have in Tasmania is venomous. See, at least we have like black runners and garter snakes and chicken snakes, and none of that stuff bother you.
They bother me.
They bother you, yes, but not trying to get you. They'll make you hurt yourself.
Like you told them last night on the Eddies, I picked up that.
No, it was on Kevin's.
No, it was on Kevin's.
I was on Kevin's live when I told him that you left Red on the tractor.
I jumped off the tractor because I was using the forks, and I picked it up a stack of plywood, and there was a chicken snake in there. And I started screaming, and I took off running, and I left Rhett sitting there on the tractor. And I done run up the hill.
He said, that's why I pick stuff up like that with a rake. And I said, no, she was using the forks of the tractor. She still jumped off of it and left Red on it.
Yeah. Oh, God. And then Nick tried to chase me with it on the tractor.
I got it strung over the forks and come out to you.
Mary said her son had a pet python until it got out and hid in the laundry room.
No, we're not doing any pet snakes.
Oh, man.
We're not doing pet snakes. I wish that I had been videoing you running up that hill and poor Rhett just staring at me.
He was just standing on the tractor. Then I had to run back down there, and I grabbed him as fast as I could and took off running.
Luckily, it was a hydrostatic tractor, so when Zoe jumped off, it stops.
Cut off. Uh-huh.
And if it's in gear, as soon as she stands up, it's cutting off.
Yeah.
And you don't have to have PTO engaged or anything. And I'm on the other tractor cutting, I think. And I come across there and I look up and Zoe's running up the hill and poor Rhett's just standing there on the tractor.
And the kids were helping. Do you remember the kids were helping lift the plywood?
Yes.
And and I kept telling Chance to stand on top of it and dance on it because if he would do that, if there was any snakes, he would scare them off. So he kept dancing. And then I was getting frustrated because he wouldn't stop dancing. I was like, quit playing around. Let's get busy. And they're both looking at me, and they're lifting those pieces of plywood, and that snake was there, Lord mighty, it was there. And I'm screaming, it's a snake, and they thought I was joking, so they're just standing there, and that snake's just there, and they're all just there, coexisting in their own little plywood world, and I'm screaming, and nobody's listening to me, so I just ran. I gave them a warning.
Lorraine's talking about huntsman spiders, and I have seen those. She said Google them. Katie said she didn't like snakes either. Grew up in northern Pennsylvania, and they had snakes all the time. They had many cats and dogs that disappeared. At least our kids don't hide fake snakes in your bed.
No, I would beat them.
But Kevin pointed out that it's good to know when stuff gets bad, the kids come first. See, Zoe figured she didn't have to be fast. She just had to be faster than Red, who was about 2 at the time, and was just standing there on the tractor looking at Daddy because Mama run off up the hill.
Well, that snake wasn't going to climb up the tractor to get him. It was going to chase after me running on the ground where...
You were sitting on the tractor. If it wasn't going to climb up there, why don't you just stay still?
No, because I had to get away from it.
Cliff said at least the main farmer didn't really.
He stood his ground. Oh, gosh. Oh, I hate snakes.
Judy said anacondas are now found in Florida. I have read a little bit about that because they're breeding in the Everglades.
Loretta said you're gonna have me pass out again talking about snakes.
Well, Loretta, if she passes out, it's just for views. Don't worry about it.
My heart rate. I feel my heart rate raising.
We had multiple people when Zoe passed out during that lighting ceremony that we just did that for views. It was fake. Well, that ambulance wasn't fake.
I don't know anybody who'd want to fall out in a dress.
in a crowd of
In a
400
crowd of-
people.
that I didn't know. Rattlers, moccasins, coral snakes, all the nasty spiders, gators, the odd crocodiles, sharks, python invasion, and frozen iguanas falling out of trees. Oh, Londa, that makes me want to go on vacation.
I would really like to go down there and do that iguana hunting thing. I know they've got pythons that are showing up a lot more. I've read a lot of that stuff.
Oh my, Katie.
What?
My heart fell. Her dad cut a friend's hayfield and it had snakes in the field. As he was cutting the field, they were jumping, flying in the air. He left the field and he never bailed it.
I don't blame him.
You know, I could see as slow as I go, I could see them things flying up and landing on the hood of that tractor because I don't go fast enough to get away from them.
You know, I have thought about that more than once when I'm cutting and I see one crawl into the taller grass out of where I've just cut. And I'm like, when I come back by there, this bush hog is going to sling that thing across the pasture and Zoe's going to have a stroke. Zoe's going to have a stroke when it happens.
Oh, gosh, my skin.
That could be the worst thing to happen is if I'm out there
gosh.
cutting and it sling a snake towards you.
Oh, my gosh. I don't know if I could go back. It would take me a while to go back.
Zoe's instinct is flight.
Yes, it is.
Zoe's a runner.
I am. But not a good one. Welcome to Florida. Her dad always said there's only two kinds of snakes he was afraid of, dead ones and live ones. Yep.
Chance is definitely afraid of dead snakes.
He's afraid of anything dead, first of all.
Pretty much.
Like,
he's afraid of anything live, but
Chance is
dead don't help. He's still afraid of it.
Chance thought he liked snakes until one day he was in the pasture and he thought he was grabbing a black stick that he was going, because he likes to get a random stick and beat it on trees. That's what he does.
Randomly. He just
walks
hits
around
trees
and
with
hits
sticks.
trees. And he bent down to grab that black stick, and that was a snake, and that thing slithered off, and I could hear Chance gagging, and he was screaming, Mama, it was a snake. Oh, man. But then you drug a snake out of the road.
Yeah, somebody had run over it. It was dead. It was a chicken snake.
And she pulled it out of the road with the lawnmower, and he tied a string to it, and he told Chance to reach down there and just touch it, because he'd never touched a snake before. Just touch it. It's dead. Just touch it. He bent down, touched that thing, and Nick yanked it just a little bit. The thing moved about that far, and Chance come unglued. Oh my gosh, he come unglued. I ain't never seen him high step like that. Y'all, we're mean to our kids.
Londa was cleaning alpaca fleece for a lady and found a 5-foot long snake in there. Tawana wants to know, did Brooke say she could smell snakes?
She can. Brooke has it's not a spidey sense, it's a snaky sense.
No, but there are several different snakes you can smell anyway.
Yeah, and Nick's always told us that too, walking through the pasture and all, especially when the grass is high and stuff, and during hot times of the year, if you start smelling goat, smells like a buck, to be aware of your surroundings.
And that time we smelled it, we didn't have the goats anywhere nearby, and I made them stop. I never did hear it, but
he told us, if you smell that, just stop and start looking around. Be aware and vigilant of what's around you, because you're liable to have a snake around. Hey, Steven. I'm a little behind.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch back up.
They're musky. Smells like licorice. Yep. Rotten eggs. Yep.
Catherine said Tony can smell them. You should be able to smell them because it's rattlers that I always smelled. I've done it 100 times bow hunting when it's warmer weather, and I get that goat smell, and I have to stop. And usually you can pick it up where he's at, hear him, or at least catch up to him. Copperheads have a cucumber smell.
Oh. Mm. Mm. I don't like having to rely on my nose to. My nose runs all the time anyway. Now I got to rely on it to smell for snakes. Like
Meg said, Cassie says they smell like cucumbers. That's exactly right.
Cucumbers smell green too.
Well, then you should be able to pick it up. Snakes, copperheads smell green. How about that?
That makes sense.
Copperheads smell green.
And rattlers smell like a goat.
Yes.
Sirens going off here, so just check the website. Bushfire not far from me. I need to go check.
Uh-oh.
Be careful out there. Kim handed her mama a grass snake one time. I thought she was going to kill me. No, ma'am. No.
Zoe no doubt would have.
I would.
That's no question.
She said it had its tail straight up and shaking. Oh. See, yep. I'm scared. I tell Nick all the time, that's one of the biggest things about the farm that I'm scared of.
Sarah corrected me. Zoe.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot.
See? She said I'd be messed up if I had to rely on my nose to smell a steak. I haven't been able to smell for over 2 years now.
Well, I wouldn't rely on the smell, and I'm always looking for it if it's somewhere where I think. Catherine said we need a catch pole for snakes. I do need a catch pole for snakes.
Her kids brought a water moccasin home in a styrofoam cup for her.
Oh my gosh.
That would be something Rhett would do.
He would. Ain't no doubt. No question he would. I am scared to death Rhett's going to get bitten by a snake because he's not scared of anything.
He's not.
Nothing bothers him. He's not scared of anything.
If you tell him not to go somewhere, he's going to go over there to see why you're telling him not to.
Kevin said, I wonder what life secret she's going to tell on our 14th anniversary. There's really no telling. I've been married to her 6 years and just found out her real name.
We've been married for 25 years in this 6 years.
That's exactly right.
Whew.
Carol is vacationing in Orange Beach this week.
How about that?
Carol, you're not too far from my dad and stepmom.
That's right.
That's where they live.
What's that restaurant that they go to?
Zoe, it's Orange Beach. There's a restaurant every 20 feet.
They go to one all the time.
Shrimp Basket?
No.
DeSoto's.
Yes. If you go to DeSoto's.
That's in Gulf Shores.
Oh, well, Shrimp Basket or DeSoto's, you liable to see them there.
You have a good possibility of running into my dad.
Well, you know what? We have to go pick up Chance before they turn the lights off at the ball field.
Maybe.
She's got to get smaller bows for the boys. They wanted to go back to the range to play. Well, yeah, they will. We need to get them some.
Tony's got the right idea. He gets up at 4:30 and he's going to bed now. I told Kevin on the live last night at 10:30 that 4:30 comes early. I got to go to bed.
I'm all for it.
Tony's gets to go to bed at 8 o'clock.
You could go to bed at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, right.
I'll go with you. All right.
Uh-oh, Sharon just joined, and here we are.
Oh, goodness.
Getting off here.
Yeah, we got to go pick up the kids. Everybody's doing their stuff.
We've got to go pick up kids, and we've got to let Sue get to Chicago Fire because it comes on in 10 minutes.
She's going to leave us if we don't let her go. He said you got to wean yourself off that sleep. It's wasted time.
It is. That's why I don't get very much of it. All right, guys. We'll see you Sunday.